Hey there, and welcome back to Plays Well with Butter. I'm Jess Larson, and today we're gonna make the most festive lasagna you'll ever meet, my Christmas Eve lasagna. A fun twist on classic lasagna bolognese, this lasagna boasts festive red and green layers of rich bolognese sauce and basil pesto ricotta. It's equally stunning and delicious, and everyone at your holiday table is gonna be obsessed. Now, as a foodie, one of the things I love most about Christmas dinner is that it's kind of like the culinary wild card of the holiday season. Families all seem to have their own traditional meals, and I think that's really just so beautiful. At my house, lasagna always makes an appearance on our holiday menu. My mom probably started serving us lasagna over the holidays because it was a crowd pleaser that fed our family easily, but over the years, I've had some fun elevating her recipe to make the ultimate lasagna worthy of a special holiday dinner. This recipe has been enjoyed by thousands over the years with rave reviews each time, so I'm really excited to share it with you today. Now, what makes this lasagna recipe so fun is its festive red and green layers, and that really comes from two key components. The first green layer is our basil pesto ricotta. It makes the lasagna super creamy with delicious flavor. And then the second component is our red layer, and that comes from my best ever bolognese sauce. This is a rich and hearty Italian meat sauce. I use pancetta, ground pork, and ground beef for extra richness, and it all simmers with tomatoes, wine, and herbs for seriously bold flavor. You're gonna wanna slowly simmer this for 90 minutes or until your kitchen smells heavenly, and then finish it with a little heavy cream and Parmesan to round out all of the flavors. And you can prepare this up to 5 days ahead of time if you'd like to get a head start on your Christmas lasagna. Once your bolognese sauce has simmered to perfection, the only other ingredient you're gonna need to prep for lasagna assembly is your basil pesto ricotta. Now, classic lasagna bolognese is made with layers of a creamy bechamel sauce, but since we spend so much time simmering our bolognese sauce, I wanted to make the creamy layer a little bit easier. So I'm using ricotta cheese. We're gonna amp up the flavor with some basil pesto. You could totally make homemade pesto if that is what you feel called to do here. I use my favorite jarred pesto. It comes from Delalo. It has little bits of pine nuts in it, and it's so good. Crack in 2 eggs, half a cup of grated parm, and a little salt and pepper, and then we'll just mix it up. Once you've got your bolognese and your basil pesto ricotta mixture all mixed and ready to go, all that's left is the fun part, and that's lasagna assembly. So I have a 9x13 pan that I've sprayed with nonstick cooking spray. And what I'm gonna do is spoon about a cup of this bolognese sauce right into the bottom of the pan, and this just helps prevent that first layer of lasagna from sticking as it bakes. You don't need a lot, you just want enough to really lightly coat. And then we're gonna layer in the lasagna noodles. So there's really no need to cook these noodles beforehand. You can press them right into the pan and they will absorb all of the liquid from the sauce as the lasagna bakes. So they'll get really nice and cooked well. But the one thing you're gonna wanna do is be sure to create layers and break the lasagna pieces as you need to so you really fit the whole surface of the pan. So you can see that I am just snapping these pieces to create a really nice even layer. And then we'll begin building our first layer, which is a bolognese layer. So we're going to spoon half of the remaining bolognese sauce right over these lasagna noodles. It's gonna seem like a lot, but you should really have a nice thick hearty layer here. And once everything's covered, we will sprinkle on some cheese. What I have here is a mixture of shredded mozzarella cheese and shredded Italian blend cheese. I like how the flavors all sort of come together with this particular blend of cheeses, and we'll give a good sprinkling to create a nice cheesy layer over those lasagna noodles. And now we can begin building our second layer, which is going to be with our festive basil pesto ricotta. So one thing I like to do is make sure I'm shifting the lasagna noodles between each layer. Our first layer had this short noodle kind of facing this direction, and I want to make sure that this side has it this time, and that just helps the lasagna have really nice structure. breaking them so they fit the pan nicely. And if they don't break perfectly evenly, that's totally okay. You can just kind of cobble together the pieces so they fit nicely and create a good layer without overlapping. That's the key thing you want to avoid here, is overlapping the lasagna noodles, because then they won't bake properly. So I have my pasta down, and we're going to spoon half of our ricotta mixture over top. It's super fragrant. You can really smell that basil and that garlic from the pesto. And when it bakes up, it turns kind of green. So it makes for a really like festive looking slice. And then we're going to sprinkle some more cheese over top. And then we'll just repeat with a bolognese layer and then another pesto layer and finish it with cheese. And you'll notice this gets really full. We're making a really hearty lasagna, so I like to press down on the pasta as I go. Make sure we're layering everything really compactly. And it will all fit into a standard 9x13 pan, not a baking dish. If you have a deeper baking dish, that'll work great, but a 9x13 metal pan is perfect. We're gonna fill it right up to the top. And then our last layer of ricotta. And then we'll finish it off with cheese. And that is our assembled lasagna. Once your Christmas lasagna is assembled, you're gonna wanna cover it with some aluminum foil. And one thing you can do to make sure that the cheese doesn't stick to the aluminum foil is spritzing the foil with a little non-stick cooking spray. And you'll cover the pan sprayed side facing down. Now, my biggest tip for preparing lasagna is planning ahead. Once your lasagna is assembled, you're gonna wanna let it set in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. And what this does is it helps all of those layers meld together and really set. So when you bake it and slice it, your pieces are picture perfect, the lasagna is not wet, and you have really handsome slices of lasagna. Once your lasagna is set, you're gonna bake it at 375 degrees for 60 minutes until it is bubbling and that cheese is melty. In the last 10 minutes, you can remove the foil to help the top layer of cheese melt beautifully. And if you really want a dramatic finish, you can finish it under the broiler for 5 to 10 minutes for a really golden brown top. Once the lasagna is baked and you pull it from the oven, you're gonna let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes, and that lets those layers set up a little bit to make it a lot easier to pull out a beautiful slice. Once you slice it up, you can serve it along whatever you love. I love just a simple salad. The flavors of the lasagna are so rich and hearty that the freshness of a salad is perfect. If you wanna do some roasted vegetables alongside, that would be great too. And then you get to the best part, taking a bite. All those layers. That is seriously so good. The bolognese is really rich and meaty, but then you get a little bit of freshness and herbaceousness from that pesto ricotta. And every layer is just stuffed with cheese. It's so decadent, so beautiful, and honestly, the perfect lasagna for the holidays. So go ahead and grab the full recipe on Blaze Well with Butter. I hope you make it this year for Christmas or whatever holidays you celebrate this time of year, and I guarantee you everyone's gonna ask you for the recipe. But before you go, be sure to like and subscribe for more special holiday recipes that pack a big punch of flavor. I'll see you next time.